Howdy everyone. So normally I wouldn't go out of my way to make a video about somebody like Onision because I think the people that just dedicate their channels to making videos about somebody like him is just completely pointless, and it's just honestly just a waste of your time. But I mean, people will do what they wish with their YouTube channels, which is, that's fine. So Onision put out a video called Onision Hypocrite on his Speaks channel, and I know it's kind of ironic that I make my very first video on this channel about a famous YouTuber, because it's going to not only just get me attention, but it's going to get me anti-Onision attention. And that's not really what I want. It's just I want to refute a couple of points that he makes in this video. Not really go through the whole video, just a couple of different points that he brings up in the video about meat eaters as a whole. He doesn't say some meat eaters, he just, groups us all together as one collective unit that incessantly attacks vegetarians on a daily basis for absolutely no reason whatsoever. I'll go ahead and play the clip for you now.
Oh, that's cute. Someone sent me a picture of a cow and a pig looking all cute and touching noses, and then there's this text that says food, not friends, and then they wrote yum underneath it. Okay, to all the meat eaters watching this, how would you feel if a person that actually eats dogs and cats sent you a message with a dog and a cat looking all cute saying yum underneath that?
You see, the difference between me, and I know you're not talking to me specifically, but we're just going to go ahead and talk about me for a second. The difference between me and your typical meat eater here on YouTube is that I'm not going to go out of my way to hate on a vegan or a vegetarian, regardless of if there's somebody like you who, just kind of shoves it in people's faces and, tries to make everybody feel bad about their dietary choice. And I know you've evolved as a person over the years, and you're not much like that anymore. You kind of, I guess, grew as a person. You matured from a 14-year-old mentality to a 15-year-old mentality, so yay for you. Now you may be wondering what problem I have with that statement, that whole little clip right there. The problem that I have with it is that you group us all together as a whole. You say for all the meat eaters watching this, when there was only one person that sent that to you. You should have directed that at them. You shouldn't have even included that in the video, because it was completely irrelevant to the topic at hand. You were talking about you being a hypocrite and whatnot, and that we're all hypocrites, and I agree with that entirely. We have all been a hypocrite at least one time in our lives. Well, I'm trying to be modest. We're hypocrites each and every day, whether you realize it or not, or whether you want to admit it or not. As for how I would feel if somebody sent me that picture, I honestly can't say how I would feel because it didn't happen to me. I could probably make a guess. If it did happen to me, I probably wouldn't like it, and I probably feel how you do about that person sending you that picture on Tumblr or whatever it was, and my phone just went off, but I'm going to ignore it for now. The thing is, it is morally wrong to eat cats and dogs here in America. There are countries where eating cats and dogs is morally accepted, and it is morally accepted to eat cows and pigs here in America. It may not be morally accepted by you, but it's not all about you. It's not all about vegetarians or vegans. I actually want to read you something that I found on Google while I was editing this video. It says, a poll conducted in July of 2012 by Gallup found that 2% of Americans, about 6 million, identify as vegan. Only 91% identified as non-vegan, with 7% selecting no option. The same study found that 5% identify as vegetarian, but also noted that vegans apparently view themselves as a different form rather than a subset of vegetarians. Most of the respondents who said yes to the vegan question had said no to the vegetarian question, yielding a range of about 6 to 7%, 19 to 22 million, if vegans are included in the count of Americans with a vegetarian diet. So that means that the majority of the US do in fact find that eating meat is morally okay, just cows and pigs rather than cats and dogs. And Onision, I would also like to note that I feel absolutely zero remorse for eating a burger or a steak or ordering a bucket of chicken from KFC. I lose zero sleep at night because of this. You want to know why? Because in my mind, it's morally okay to do this. And for the majority of the US, it's morally okay. And to wrap up this portion of the video, I just want to say that your dietary choice has nothing to do with morality. It's simply that, a dietary choice. You either eat meat or you don't eat meat. it's really black and white.
See, you guys feel for dogs and cats what I feel for most every animal on this planet. I mean the ones who won't try to eat my guts out. So really, in making fun of animal rights activists, you're kind of just being your own enemy. You wouldn't like people making fun of your belief that people shouldn't kill and eat dogs and cats, so why do you make fun of and attack people who believe that cows and chickens deserve respect as well?
See, you're doing it again. This is a prime example of you just grouping meat eaters as a whole just because you've had some bad experiences with some here on YouTube. Well, really the internet in general, because this particular incident didn't happen on YouTube, it happened on Tumblr or your website or whatever, blah blah blah. But if you're a vegetarian and you preach about vegetarianism on the internet, you should only expect to get that kind of feedback. You will occasionally get feedback from vegetarians much like yourself, but for the most part you're just gonna get flamed by all these meat eaters that they automatically hate you just because you're a vegetarian, which I think is stupid. But Onision, if you want to take this as a personal attack, you can go right ahead and block me, as you always do, with somebody that has a differing opinion than yours. But it's really not intended as such. Yes, I've said things throughout this video that were personal attacks, and those aren't meant to be taken as fact, nor is anything else that I've said in this video. It's just a differing opinion. And as I've stated, differing opinions is what makes the world go round. Well, I'm done talking to Onision, if he even watches this video. I want your thoughts on this whole situation. Do you think Onision's in the right in saying this kind of stuff, or do you think he's not? Well, if you liked the video, please go ahead and like the video and comment saying that you liked the video. If you really liked the video and you would like to see more, please go ahead and click the subscribe button. Until next time, see ya.